Ladies and gentlemen, Kim here. Welcome to the Daily Update. Hope you guys had a good day trading today. Market continues to tumble here, down 0.5% on the S&P. Looks like Nasdaq and the semiconductor and the Russell 2000, they all got hit. Close to 2% on those. We got some greens here. Dow's flat, banks positive 0.4%. Energy bounced back today, positive 2.5% there. Transport's up about 1%. Biotech continues to get hammered 3% today. Emerging market is down 2.3%. Bitcoin continues to struggle here, down 4% today. It was down like 6% on Friday or Monday. It was down like 6% yesterday, and it looks like down about 4% today. Gold and silver, pretty much flat there. Some of these guys are up. Let's stick with the S&P 500 ETF Spider 65-minute chart and follow up with what we've been talking about on the last night's analysis. And looks like we actually saw a gap up today this morning, but wasn't able to hold. You can see the gap up here, and bulls decided or made an attempt to actually trying to stand on that short-term moving average just one more time here. As you can see, it's like, oh, I need to get back above the short term, understanding that might be one last time right here. But then on the looks like here, first, second, third, you can see actually, yeah, so you got this is first, second, third. So on the third hour, this trying to hang on to that short term, but on the third, fourth hour, looks like the resistance was a little too much because that momentum was still to the downside, especially my oscillator still curling down. That was a fourth hour, and we lost that fifth hour, and then we pretty much gave up on it on the sixth hour. Looks like all that negative print came from the last hour, because this is where we closed yesterday. So it was pretty much flat on the fifth hour, and then on the last hour, on that negative 0.5% decline came from the last hour here. So with this, we now have here, and if I go to line chart here, we can probably we've got the lower low here on the short term now. So with that, and the market is continuing to cultivate lower highs and lower lows here as of today. And with that, I think the bearish sentiment continues. So in the micro term, I think it's bearish with the micro term lower highs and lower lows here. That will be micro term. In the short term, I'll label this market bearish in the short term, because the fact that we did cultivate that lower low today. So it looks like it's gonna come down, retest this gap area one more time, and we got the falling resistance potentially as a new support. We got my midterm moving average residing in that vicinity, coinciding with my 50% retracement. Buyers try to make a move here on the first level of fib. You can see right there, we initially made a bounce, wasn't able to find traction on that short-term moving average, and now we're making lower low here. So in the short term, let's categorize this market as bearish. Benefit of the doubt goes to sellers in the short term, but in the midterm, we want to continue to give benefit of the doubt to the buyers in the midterm, because we have that cultivation still, that higher high, and we got the low, and where market is trying to discover where that higher low is gonna be, right? Is it gonna be here? Is it gonna be here? Is it gonna be here? That's what we're trying to figure out. So I think if there's no shenanigan to the upside, probably continue to lower today with that momentum waning down. You can see here, right? So it looks like next support is 385.70 and 380. I'm going to actually put this down here one more time, right here. What I'm trying to say with that is the partial gap getting filled is okay, but bulls really want to keep majority of this gap open if they want that midterm sentiment, which is bullish currently still, right, to continue. Because what bears want to do is kill this momentum. right? So what bears want to do is come down and fill the entirety of this gap, fill that entire gap. And there's chance bears might want to continue in that with the lower highs and lower lows and continue to bring it down with the downtrend in the short term. If not, if bulls can protect this gap area, again, my midterm moving average is in that vicinity. Keep in mind that midterm moving average does have some resume here, right? So, bulls want to protect this area, 384, keep that gap open, and there's a good chance that somewhere here, buyers gonna try to discover that higher low, right? Before that thing gets up and start cultivating its own uptrend in the short term. So, short term downtrend, long term, not long term, but midterm, we're still in an uptrend. Still, sentiment is bullish in the midterm and the long term. In the midterm, and in the midterm, we're trying to figure out where that higher low is going to be. Let's check out that oscillator here real quick. So oscillator continues to make its way down here. With that, I think that's why I think even with that attempt to make a move to the upside, this is what we give in the micro term bearish sentiment yesterday with this lower highs here. So with that oscillator, and the oscillators was already closed yesterday. I mean, already crossed yesterday. So we continue further down, and even oscillators telling us that there's lower highs here. So it's like there is more room to move. The oscillator is not oversold at this point. We still got room to move here, and I think that's telling us that potentially the market might be coming back down. 385, 384. Bulls want to hold this level. Let's see how the market plays out. Enjoy your evening, and good luck trading tomorrow.